What's good, YouTube? I have... What's the chair? What the fuck? What's good, YouTube? I have heard word that patch 7.3 is bringing buffs to Feral Druid specifically in... Or as one of the classes is getting buffed, apparently, tonight when the new patch drops. So, I've got up and found the patch notes. I thought I'd read everything and already made a video on it about the changes, the huge changes coming to Feral Druid. It was called, it went up probably a week or two ago, so go and check that out. But overall, it wasn't a like massive buff, anything to be like crazy, like wow, they're gonna be nuts. I feel like it was just like a balance adjustment. Other classes are getting balanced as well. But this is the first time I've read the official patch notes where all of the classes are listed together in text. So I'm going to go through them for the first time ever with you here. And we'll see how I take it anyway initially. And we're going to have a little discussion one day out from the patch to see how this really does play out. But Druid is here, straight up, is the Feral, exactly what we want to see under that. And just going through Frost DK, the first one is getting some mean buffs. But anyway, we'll worry about that later when they're slamming us in PvP next week, probably. All specs. Mass Entanglement is now a 15-yard AoE around the target. Okay, that is a slight nerf, is it? Because you pick one target and then it'll mass entangle everyone around it as well if they're not in range. Then, but I think only the boomies use that anyway, so pretty cool. Prayer cooldown reduced to 6 seconds was 10. Pretty cool. Although there is a nerf to how Incarnation works, so I'm not really sure if that does anything for us at the moment. And Rebirth is now castable in all forms, which is awesome for PvE raids and stuff like that. Don't have to get our form. So, Feral. Feral's updates are focused on addressing two issues with the spec. Reducing the dominance and complexity of the talents such as Savage Roar, Jagged Wounds, Add Blood, and Blood Talents, which in PvE were all put together. Trying to manage Savage Roar, which requires 5 combo points to keep up, Jagged Wounds, your bleeds fall off quicker, and you also have to keep up buffed Rips and Rakes in order to maximize your damage, which wasn't even that cool. Like, the damage wasn't good enough, I believe, for what was required to put in the work, the amount of perfectiveness you had to have. I don't know if it's a word, but you just had to get it so perfect in order to be like doing consistent damage. And a Frost DK next to you was doing the same damage, hitting Obliterate and Frost Rack, if that makes sense. So they want to reduce the damage gap between the spec and playing it perfectly. Feral has traditionally been a high skill cap spec. I'll get it, boys, don't worry. And we have no intention of changing that. But this suite of updates should make the spec more approachable and less punishable for those still learning its nuisances. All damage increased by 33%, which includes Moonfire, Rake, all the initial bleeds to get up and started, which initially is awesome. 33%, a really good way to start off. But here's the kicker. Already, Blood Talons damage bonus reduced to 20%, was 50%, and now additionally procs from casting Entangling Roots. Additionally procs. Oh, so you mean you can just root someone and get the proc? So does that force us into more of a CC orientated class? More peels, I guess. I don't know. I mean, you can do that anyway when you have the full. You know, when you get the proc there, but now all proc Blood Talons, so people will be more inclined to root rather than get the heal out of it if they're already topped up. Yeah, okay, that is a good change. Well, like, awesome, except this 20% though, down from 50. Is Blood Talons gonna be that good anymore? Like, that is over, like, cut it in half and take more damage off. But, I mean, we do have this 33% increase here, so let's see, someone could do the math and see what the numbers are going to be like, but for now we'll just keep reading. Alun's Guidance, okay, the one that used to be used with the Incarn Burst spec. Get Incarn up, pop Alun's Guidance, and you just have ferocious bites, rips coming out everywhere because it just gave you free combo points as well. as well as when you pair it with Rake and Moonfire, whatever else built your combo points up. It's reduced to 30 seconds, was 45 seconds, and combo points generated to 5 plus 5 over 5 seconds. So slight nerf in how many you get. It's less, it's 3 less actually. You lose 3 seconds worth at the end. But it's a buff on how quick it comes back up. So I'm not really sure how that's going to play out, if it's going to be... Like, all these changes really do open up a lot of stuff. Like, could be Incarn Burst Spec's back. Could be Soul of the Forest Bleed Spec is back, where everyone has to have a rip on them. You don't even use Blood Talons. Like, they rearranged how the tier system works. Like, at level 60 you choose this, 75, 90. They changed the system in that. I can't remember the new one off the top of my head. Fix the bug with Incarn King of the Jungle, where Ferocious Bite's optional additional 25 energy cost wasn't being reduced by 50% as intended. Okay, but Incarn King of the Jungle now only allows the use of Prowl while in combat once throughout the whole 30 seconds. And now reduces all costs of cat form abilities by 50% when it was 60. Double nerf, boys. Hit with the double nerf. The use of Prowl while in Incarn was so strong. To be able to lay down multiple stuns on all these different targets every 5 seconds or 6 seconds, whatever it was. Wow. Jagged Wounds doesn't tick as hard anymore. Moment of Clarity's damage bonus to affected abilities increased to 20%, was 15%, and now affects Brutal Slash. Okay, so Brutal Slash getting a buff through another buff, so maybe Moment of Clarity, Brutal Slash will be a really good setup to go with. Tooth damage bonus to Ferocious Bite increased to 20%, was 15%, and this is the one that always keeps Rip up. Okay, maybe we go for more of a single target setup now. Or maybe you split bleed damage, but it's all about just Ferocious Biting the main target to keep that rip up. And run Moment of Clarity, Brutal Slash inside for kill target potential. Just brainstorming things, but again, I'm not sure how they're laid out in talent system, so we'll have to find out tomorrow morning, boys. Savage Roar duration increased by 50% at all combo point levels, and damage bonus reduced by 10% down. 25 it was. So big buff, and how long it stays up there. And it's not, and if you do screw it up still somehow, it's not gonna be that much of a damage loss, so that's interesting. And Tear the Flesh, a new artifact trait, now increases the damage dealt by Rake by 6%. It was 7% per rank. Very tiny adjustment there. The following talents have shifted around in the talent tree to provide more choices and allow for better balanced options. This is what I'm talking about, boys. They moved around a bit. So Loon's Guidance is now level 100. Brutal Slash went to 90. Jagged Wounds 75, swapping with Savage Roar, which is level 90 now. So you can't run Savage Roar and Brutal Slash together. Right now my pick would be Brutal Slash, okay? Let's see where we go with this. So we've got Brutal Slash on 90. Jagged Wounds, Loon's Guidance on 100. The rhythm and pacing of AoE situations should now feel more consistent with the rest of Feral's ability. They changed how AoE stuff works, which is awesome. Savage Roar is generally maintained at full uptime, so that deals more damage for the full duration on it, provided no gameplay, only added complication. In comparison, Tiger's Fury and Blood Talons still provide interesting gameplay due to their limited nature. What is this one? Previously feral damage, total. They're just saying Tiger's Fury and Blood Talons functionally are the same. Big amount for that. And that's going to wrap it up. So, interesting to say the least. This is still the same from when, I think they changed a few things maybe from that last video I did on feral changes getting huge buffs. But now we have it all laid out in text. Official patch notes, what's coming in, people saying Feral's getting a buff. I'm unsure. I mean, the first one, probably what gets them hyped up, is 33% damage increase, but there's so many changes in here. Blood Talons might no longer be used because that damage buff is only 20%. It was 50% extra damage per melee ability used, okay? Huge. Jagged Wounds ticks out less quick, which means probably more bleed spec. You have more Rake and Moonfires on all 3 targets if you needed to, or... I think what's happened here is when it comes to PvP anyway, there might be a new meta. Something like a Brutal Slash, Alloon's Guidance, like a burst spec setup. I feel like the Incarn burst spec might be back, where you get your bleeds up, and then when it's time to go, when you're paired with that Arcane Mage or Arms Warrior, whatever it is, you pop Incarn. You only get out 1 stun, because you only use Prowl once, but 1 stun on the kill target. Someone CCs the healer, or you might be running the incap ability. You jump back over. You got a 5 combo point stack ready. Open up with a massive Brutal Slash. Pop Alloon's Guidance. Another Brutal Slash. It's still charging up. And you just... Brutal Slash doesn't cost anything. I'm saying Ferocious Bite is what I mean. So you jump onto him. Ferocious Bites. Which you might have Sabertooth on now. I'm not sure where that goes in the talent tree. But it always keeps Rip up, so you don't have to worry about Rip falling off. So you jump on, Ferocious Bite, pop Alloon's Guidance, Ferocious Bite again, Brutal Slash, up to full stack, Ferocious Bite again. Like a really concentrated amount of burst capable of coming from a Feral Druid. And if anyone remembers WoD, where you could enter an arena and there's 2 Feral Druids on the other team and they just pop Incarn and just single target burst down someone like without a worry, and pop Survival Instinct, so you can't really kill them in that like 10 seconds that you die. Something like that could be back, and I hope it is. I really like having the potential to just really kill someone quickly. But that's going to be the end of this video, guys. Be sure to like and subscribe if you're planning to. Let me know in the comments what you think about these Feral Druid changes, and I'll see you guys next time.